Okay, so again, from the PISA rankings, it seems as though East Asians will come to dominate the world. The problem is that when you actually look at American society and you look at who succeeds, it turns out East Asians don't do as well as you think they do well. If East Asians are the best students in school and they go on to the most prestigious colleges and they are the smartest with the highest IQ, you would think they would come to dominate American society. But that's not true, actually. So this is a chart of new CEOs. And what this means is that from about 2000, Americans, corporations, they tried their best to bring in more diversity into the corporate boardroom. Okay? Traditionally, CEOs of American corporations have been white, middle-aged, and men. So they're trying to diversify the leadership of American corporations. And it turns out that white women, okay, have done the best. White women have been the most successful in climbing the corporate ladder in America. What's interesting then is that Latino and African American men, okay, they do okay. Not great, but they do okay. And who is underperforming are East Asian men. Okay, you can see this from this map, where the growth in East Asian men, it's pretty steady. Now, there are different reasons for this. Okay, one reason is just that there's something called DEI in America, diversity, equity, inclusion. And the idea of DEI is to redress historical wrongs. And one historical wrong is the fact that women, minorities have been discriminated against in American society, and therefore they should be given better opportunities, more opportunities to succeed. Okay, so you can argue that because of DEI, East Asian men have been discriminated against because historically people believe that East Asian men have not been discriminated against, even though that's not correct. Okay, so you can argue it's really DEI. But another way of understanding this is figure out who succeeds in corporate America. And the answer is, if you look at the qualities of successful CEOs, well, first of all, they tend to be aggressive, okay, or assertive. Okay, another thing is that they have high risk tolerance, or they take chances. Also, to navigate corporations, you need high EQ, okay, emotional intelligence, empathy, or collaboration skills. Okay? So these are the skills you need in order to do well in American corporations. And unfortunately, these certain skills, the stereotype is that East Asian men don't actually have these skills. East Asian men tend to be much more individualistic. They tend to be more cautious, and they tend not to speak a lot, okay? So East Asian men are not known for being articulate, which is something that you need in order to do well in a corporate boardroom where there's a lot of debate, where there's a lot of argumentation, where you have to present your view, your opinion, very coherently. Okay? So what's interesting is that the skills that you need to do well in the corporate boardroom, East Asian men don't have. And you can also argue that it's because East Asian men don't have these skills. They have other skills that allows them to do well in school. For example, East Asian men are more focused. They're more utilitarian. They're grade obsessed. They are more compliant, more obedient. Okay? They like listening to authority, and that's why they do well in school. But what this means ultimately is a situation in which even though East Asian men do well economically, and they do well academically, their status, okay, status in America is not as great as their income would suggest. In fact, you could make the argument that East Asian men are among the groups that have the lowest status in America, which makes no sense. But again, unfortunately, the evidence bears this out, especially, okay, the dating market. Okay, so again, remember, what is it that men want to do?